Tell me what's good, tell me what's nice. Keeping it cool, keeping it calm, keeping it light. Time to rejoice. What's good, what's good, what's good with John and Joyce.
All righty, welcome to another edition of What's Good with John and Joyce. What's good?
What's
good
good
out of these.
What's good with you?
Oh, well, it's all good. I'm hanging out with you
everything
today,
is good.
Joyce. And
Aw, that's how I feel about you, John.
I'd like to say a big thank you to all of our sponsors. Woodwinds Wedding and Special Events Venue and Silvio Sauces, thewoodwinds.com. Ascend Bank. They don't just see your accounts, they see your vision and ambitions. Ascend.bank. Moonshots, a vegan-based company that delivers the highest quality organic juices, coffee, bowls, and so much more. DrinkMoonshots.com. Linda Toscano of Caldwell Banker Realty in Guilford, Connecticut. With over 17 years of experience, Linda is known for her authentic, client-focused approach and expert guidance for buyers and sellers. Now, if you're thinking about making a move, Linda Toscano is someone you can trust. We're deeply grateful to all of our sponsors for their support and for partnering with us to uplift and enrich the lives of our listeners and viewers. We're available on YouTube and all the streaming platforms.
We are? Are we available?
Hopefully we're not a strain on you. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, gosh. So, you know what we're going to talk about?
Yeah.
Do we need to be mentally strong? We do, don't we?
We do need to be mentally strong.
What does that even mean? What does that mean to be mentally strong?
You got to be focused. You got to be able to roll with the punches.
Roll with the punches. I like that. It means pivoting.
Pivoting, yeah. Roll with the punches.
Being resilient.
The name of a brand new Bryan Adams song. Yep. An album. I had to throw that in there. Being the music I am. John Cadillac Seville from iHeartRadio and
Joyce Logan. I am here with my friend John, and we're going to be talking about. We're actually going to be reminding ourselves this too, aren't we?
That's what I think a lot of psychiatrists and psychologists say that whenever they're counseling other people, they're really actually counseling themselves as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was speaking to someone over the weekend about that, and they were asking me, how do you stay so positive? I think of your life, Joyce, and everything that you have to handle. And
especially this John guy.
Yeah, especially yeah, John.
How do you handle this?
How the heck? Yes. So I said, it's not something that comes easy to me. Like I really wasn't born with a super happy gene. I said, but I remind myself all the time. I read books. I listen to, people who give seminars. I work on myself.
Personal development.
It is, yes.
Personal development.
If you want to have a healthy body, what do? You exercise, you eat right. If you want to have a healthy mind, you have to fill it with positive ways to get through things. And I know it can sound too Pollyanna, but it's not.
No, but
it takes strength to do that.
It does, and to be proactive about it and be intentional. And surround yourself with people that you want to, maybe emulate. Surround yourself with people that are very successful.
Yes.
And just learn from them. Listen.
Yes, 100%. So we have a little list here. So why don't you read that first one about
how to become mentally strong? And I'm still working on that.
So for people who don't like the sound of crinkled paper, John is going to teach you how to become mentally strong about that.
That's true. That's good. That's why I did that. But stop expecting too much from everyone. Yes, that's something I think many people think that that person should do this and that or that and that. But it comes from within. You have to just expect more from yourself. Do your best. My thing is do my best, let God take care of the rest. But too many times we put that undue pressure on other people that we need them to make us happy. We need them to make the situation better.
Very true.
And I learned a long time ago, no matter what happens in my life, I accept accountability for it.
Yeah.
Even if it's not my fault per se,
right.
I'm still going to own it.
Right. And I think a lot of times people feel that people should be doing for them what they would do, like, well, I always call them. Well, I always do this. Why aren't I getting that back? But don't do it to get anything back, right?
Just do it because it's the right thing to do. And that's a good point, too, because so many times we'll say, well, that person never calls me or this person never reaches out to me. I'm the one always doing the reaching out.
Right.
And that's understandable from the human point. Like, how come they never reach out? But don't let that stop you from reaching out. Don't let that stop you from being the person you are.
100%. You just hit a chord in my life because I've had people say, you don't call me anymore. And when I've said to them, I do have an extremely, sometimes chaotic life with what I'm dealing with at home. And I said, I so appreciate it when you break that for me and you call me. But I don't feel there's ever a time where I could just sit down and have an hour chat. But when you call, if I could rearrange something right then and there, I'm going to talk to you or I'm going to say, I've got 5 minutes, but thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for reaching out to me because I really do love these people.
Right. And I really enjoy reaching out to people. That's something that kind of drives me because I know so many people are just having a hard time in life. And just a kind word. I'll leave them a voice text.
You're good at that.
Or
You're
shoot them a
very
text.
good
Hey,
about
Joyce,
that.
how's it going?
You
Or,
always make me feel good when you do that.
I think people
Yeah.
just want to be seen.
Yeah.
People want to be seen.
But you send messages or sayings or quotes usually right at the time where I needed that.
Yeah.
And some people maybe don't do that because they think I don't want to bother them. But no, it's fabulous. to
Now, if you
have-
feel like you're being you're prompted to reach out to
Yes,
somebody,
do it.
Do it. To me,
Do it.
it's an angel message many times. That
oh,
person
yeah.
really may need that. So don't ever feel like you're bothering anybody. And I've had so many people reach out to me, Joyce, I don't want to bother you. No, you're not a bother.
Right.
It's an honor and privilege to be able to talk with you. It's an honor and privilege to be able to pray with you
Yes.
or whatever. Because I really believe if you bless or pray for somebody else, God makes sure that somebody blesses you
Yes.
or prays for you.
I'm always touched when someone says, I pray for you. And
Yeah, I
it's
love
and it's
that.
people that I don't even expect. It's like you do. And I've had several people say, oh no, you're in my nightly prayers. It's like, wow.
That's an honor.
Yes.
It
yes.
really is.
So that's stop expecting too much from everyone. So number 2. on
Except
our
that
list-
life will not always be fair.
Oh yeah.
Like it says in the Bible, rain falls on the just and the unjust.
It isn't always fair. You've heard me say this before, that sometimes things could be going really, really well for someone. And then when tragedy hits, they say, where's God? Why is my life so unfair? And I always felt like, well, how come you didn't feel that way when your next door neighbor was going through stuff? And people every day go through stuff. So as long as you're good, life is fair and there's a God. But when it turns bad, God forgot about you or doesn't exist and people hate you. It's like, no.
You can't have it both ways. But at the same time, we just want to show mercy and grace to people
Of course.
that are having a really, really hard time because Lord knows I screw up every single day. Tons every day, make mistakes. I am so broken. I am so imperfect in
yes.
every single way, and God still loves me. So we
Yeah.
need to show that same grace for other people.
100%.
Right.
I'm laughing because I'm thinking of all the ways I messed up this morning.
Oh, God. I mean, you think about that. Before you even get out of bed in the morning, you've already messed up. It's just,
Right.
we're all just broken people. We just really need to cheer each other on the best way we
Yeah,
can.
cheer each other on for God's sake.
Yeah.
Like, don't start
Yep.
jabbing at them because they don't believe the way that you believe.
Right.
And if they don't, then just don't talk about that thing. There's so many other things
Don't be
to
a
talk
Jabberjaw.
about.
Remember that Jabberjaw cartoon character? Jabberjaw.
Oh yeah, now that you
Was he
say
a shark?
that.
Something, Jabberjaw.
Was he? Oh yeah, I think so.
See, I'm like that. Squirrel. Boom.
Squirrel, I know.
Easily distracted. Get back on script. Okay.
Yes, and don't depend on validation from others.
Oh, I am
That's a
guilty.
big
I
one.
am guilty of that.
Yeah.
So many times
Yeah.
I'll go through life and I feel I need validation. And you don't need validation. Just go out there and do the right thing. The right people will, come
Right.
and appreciate you. We don't need to keep hearing all the time how wonderful you are, how great you are. And we're in a business, Joyce, in the entertainment business, where sometimes it's like people say good things and then some people not so good things.
Right.
And you have to have a real thick skin in this world nowadays.
Oh, you do.
Especially with social media. To be quite blunt, some people like this podcast, some people don't.
Right.
Some people,
How
it's,
dare you?
but that's life.
Yeah, that-
we,
of course,
we have
of
to
course.
be we have to be good with
Yes.
that. We have to be
Yeah.
good with that. So and just love people where they're at.
Sometimes when someone doesn't give you that validation, it can make you stronger. Because I'm going to throw something in. The very, very first job I had, being a waitress, and they
I
kind
thought it
of,
was a weather girl.
I wanted to be the weather girl.
You
I
said
never
that.
achieved that.
Yeah.
But, well, I mean, I did have a job before that. I was 15 and I was a cashier. But then when I got a job as a waitress, and it was at Howard Johnson's.
Hojo's.
Hojo's. I was a Hojo waitress. And it was, now we're coming on Friday night, and they were so busy. They threw me on the floor. And people were ordering things like Manhattans.
So
and
you were learning under
martinis.
fire.
Well, let me tell you, when I would go up to the little bar area, and Ray was his name, was the night manager, I kept taking everyone else's drink because I didn't know what a martini or a Manhattan was.
I still don't know.
So,
I still don't.
well, I know one's dark and one's light. So I kept doing that and then causing problems because he'd have to remake the drink for the waitress that needed it. And then at one point, and sweat was pouring down his brow, he looked at me and he said, "Some people are cut out for this job and some people aren't, and you're one of them." And you know what that
So
did
much
to
for
me?
validation.
No, it made me say, internally, I said, "Oh, yeah? I'll show you."
Right.
And I went home and I studied that bar book. And I learned, like, okay, this is what a martini looks like. This is
there's
what
a
this
lion
looks like.
inside there.
Oh, my God.
Joyce, I like that.
Leo the lion, yes.
Yeah.
So at the end of 1 year there, I was asked if I wanted to replace him as the night manager.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was because I didn't look for validation. Because if I were just looking for the validation, I would have went home and cried.
Yeah.
I just felt like, yeah, and I've had that happen a few times in life, especially being like in public relations and working with celebrities. I've had people tell me no so much, and I remember walking away thinking, well, that's not going to happen, blah, blah, blah. And I got halfway down the block in New York, and I said, wait a minute. I said this to myself. It's going to sound awful. I said, you're Joyce friggin' Logan.
Oh, I love it.
You are a PR person, and so are they. And I'm going back in there, and I got the interview.
Right.
I got the interview that I wanted to get for my client.
Yeah.
For my client. So
Well, you'll learn a lot more, I think, from animosity and learn a lot more
that's
from
what I think I'm trying to say.
rejection
yeah.
and that, because we all get rejected. Everybody does. We all have that in
Right.
common. But it's all about how you respond. You're going to put that person on a pedestal, and make them an idol? Or you're just going to go out there and follow your gut and your reaction
Right.
and go out there and do the best you can?
So sometimes not getting validation can be a gift.
Yes.
And, I'm going to talk about Wayne, my husband, again, who was a photographer. And when he took good shots, so he would say, even if they don't like it, whether it was a bride or a corporation, he would say, I know this is good. And that was enough for him to know that he was satisfied with it. So do that for yourself. You don't need someone's validation if you know you did a good job. And if you didn't, like I didn't with the drinks, learn how to make the drinks.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good story. That's a good story there. I like that. Life's lessons. Here's one. Dealing with emotional IQ, right? Learn to control your emotional reactions. And let's face it, most of us make decisions based on emotion and not pragmatism.
Oh, yeah.
Salespeople know that all the time. They know. You get a couple together, they're trying to sell you a car, whatever. They're going to look at the person who's leaning in more, and they're going to gear their conversation toward that person.
Right.
So,
Right.
And you have to really stay calm and just control your emotional reactions and try to be as, level-headed as you can. And that's not easy because we're emotional creatures.
Yeah. Sometimes it's that knee-jerk reaction.
Right.
Where it's like, ugh, something comes out.
And how many times do you buy something based on emotion? Spur of the moment, right then and there, rather than
Guilty.
practice the pause and wait and ask yourself,
Yeah.
is this a want or is this a need?
Right.
Is this a want? And ever since I learned that want-need thing, I'm becoming a lot more, stable.
Yeah. Yes. I love that. Like I'll put things in my Amazon wait list or cart and I want to buy it, but I wait a day. And most of the time, I don't want it after that.
Oh, we were having the Amazon truck go up our driveway every day for a while. And I said, babe, we're for both of us. And now it's become a lot less.
And when you control your emotions in let's say it's a heavy duty conversation, the quieter you become, the more people hear you. So if you let them get it out of their system, and instead of reacting, just sit quietly, and you might say, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. And then they'll hear you when you say, but you know something, maybe if, and then you could put your case out there.
Sure.
They're way more likely to hear you. When high emotion meets high emotion, you cancel each other out.
Everybody loses.
Yeah, everybody
loses at that point.
Yes.
The person who starts screaming and yelling, you've already lost the argument. You've already lost
Right.
that person. And it's tough to do, especially with your spouse or whatever, when everything's so emotional.
Yes.
And so it was so much easier many times outside the relationship to have a more
Yeah.
civil conversation.
Yes.
But when you have spouses involved, sometimes you let the emotion get in the way. It's like, take a deep breath, back off, and let's start over again.
Yeah, that's the true test of how kind you are also. That you could be perceived as being a very, like a lot of people call me pleasant. She's pleasant to be around. I don't want to really be vanilla pleasant all the time, and I'm not. But I do think I'm still kind at home. So it's how you treat the familiar people with you. You know that old saying familiarity breeds contempt?
Yes.
There's a reason why that saying exists, because you can let your hair down and be yourself with your nucleus family.
And that's a positive, but it could be a negative at times, too.
Yes, you still have to, you have to be good to people.
Yeah. Be good to people.
Yes.
Stay calm during stressful situations. Oh, God, there's no stress in our world nowadays.
Oh, none at all.
Zippo nada.
I just try to let it roll off of me.
Yeah.
I think, John, I know I'm talking about myself here too much, but I just find that sometimes when things get extra stressful, that's where the lessons are learned more by me for self-preservation. Like, let it roll off. We've been through this before. Everything old is new again. History keeps repeating itself.
Mm-hmm.
So do not let this affect your body, your mind.
We're only here for a little while. A blip and we're
Yes.
gone.
Yes.
We're all going to die.
Yes.
We're all going to die. And when you really put it in that perspective, it's like, why do I let all these little things bother me all the time? 95% of what we worry about based on stats is a waste of time.
It is a waste of time.
It's not so much about the problem. It's about you thinking about the problem itself in all the different scenarios. The problem is there, but it's the anxiety leading up to it.
And that's the dangerous part for your body.
It is very, because it manifests on the body. Disease means lack of ease.
Right.
And the more lack of ease we have, the more it manifests on the body. Easier said than done, but I find myself, prayer helps a lot, exercise helps a lot, nutrition, getting outside, getting vitamin D, all that stuff really
Whatever
helps
you
with dealing
have
with
to
it.
do it. And it was during
That's legal.
during 9/11, during that day where the world was upside down and no one knew what was going to happen. I had DVDs of I Love Lucy, and I put them in. I said, we're only watching this. Nothing ever bad happens when you're watching I Love Lucy.
Right.
I went out and I gardened and watched I Love Lucy because it was too much.
Yes.
It was too much to take in. So I would suggest, what you're talking about is switch your focus to something else. Do something you love. Get outside. Take a walk. Do something you love. Don't dwell on what's going on.
But I think that's a really good idea, just watching something fun and crazy. Like in a previous episode, we were talking about Rules of Engagement, one of my favorite TV shows, and it's just so goofy and very relationship-oriented. But the goofiness and the nuances of a relationship, they're just fun. And that's one.
What have we got next on our how to become mentally strong?
This is something that's tough. Stop taking every opinion personally.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy, we all do that, don't
I
we?
would imagine in your line of work too, that if people comment about music or they comment about the station you're on or something,
Oh,
they
everybody
have
has an opinion
opinions,
about the
right?
station, the music you're playing, maybe a presentation, maybe a radio personality,
Hmm.
or being in the DJ biz, even doing what we do in the podcast space.
Right,
Everybody has an opinion,
right.
and people are going to they're going to have opinions about you without even knowing who you are,
Yes.
right? They're going to have opinions. They're going to and
As
think
my
about,
mother used to say, if you want to know your business, ask your neighbor,
right,
right?
right. And the thing is, we have to respect the fact that everybody has a right to have an opinion. They have a right
Absolutely.
to
We
think
have
about us,
opinions,
whatever they
yeah.
do. We have opinions, and
Yeah.
we just can't let it rent real estate inside of our heads,
Right.
between our ears. We just
Right.
have to move forward and be true to ourselves and have that self-confidence.
Well, that's it. That's it. And that's something, that I mentioned. I'm personally working on something because I do have to talk to the people about it, just to express it without anger, without wondering how they're going to react, but just to get it out of me, to get my opinion heard. They could like it or not like it, but it feels good if you say something really with kindness to go back, just to say, I just want you to know this is how I'm feeling, and you may not feel the same way, and that's okay, and if you word it that way rather than saying, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
If it were my house,
Yes.
I would tell my kid this. Well, it's not your house and it's not your kid. So thank you for that input.
How you approach is the key,
Yeah,
even
that's
more
it.
so than what you
Yes.
say.
Yes.
And if you frame it properly, I think you're
Yes.
more apt to get your point across rather than just without any filter at all going after that person.
I love that. Framing it properly.
Framing it
Yes, we
properly.
should do a class on that.
Protect your peace from toxic environments. We are who we surround ourselves with. I mean, you might be stuck in a situation at work where you're next to that person in the cubicle that you just can't stand. And you got to go to work every day and
Yeah.
and be with that person. There's just no escape. What do you do? Or like family, maybe you have family that's toxic
Yes.
and you got to see them over the holidays.
So I'm going to tell everyone something that may sound a little crazy to some, but I've watched it work time after time. And when I'm sitting in on a particularly difficult meeting, and let's say it's a one-on-one, and I know this person for whatever reason doesn't really like me in some
Oh,
way.
how can that be, Joyce?
I don't know. This
You're so
pleasant person.
You're so
How could
pleasant,
they?
yes.
Yes. Here's what I do. I consciously, subconsciously, I send them love. As they're speaking, I'm saying, you know what? You're just a human being on this earth like me, and I love you. I know. And this is my inner dialogue is, you must be going through something to be, the way you are. So I hope things turn out better for you, but I just love you. God loves you. I love you. I have watched everything change in a conversation after I do that. Because you know me, I'm big on energy,
Manifestation too.
manifestation, energy, all of that. I mean, to go back to, like I said to someone the other day, if you just read the New Testament and what Jesus said, it's in every self-help book, but they're saying it differently, but it's the same thing.
Same premise.
So,
Same principle.
So you can't. What was that? Yeah, protecting your peace. Oh yeah. So I kind of think of myself with a protective bubble around me of just love and
The
gratitude.
hedge of protection.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it does work. So in that time where if you're feeling attacked or you don't like that person in that cubicle, because someone asked me this recently, I said every time you walk by their office, send them love. Send them love. I said I know it sounds difficult to do, but it will not only help you, but it really may help them.
Sure.
And they'll look at you differently and you'll look at them differently.
And if they don't like you for whatever reason, that's
Some
up to
people
them.
just
That's
don't.
okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. And not everybody's going to like you no matter who you are. Focus more on solutions than problems. And I learned that in the corporate environment nowadays too, when people are doing, more and more people are doing, less and less people are doing more and more work now with all the downsizing. So if you have a challenge out there, don't just go to your boss or whomever with a problem. Have a solution
Oh, that's
too.
a good idea. Already have the solution.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I do that in the corporate world too. I never go to a boss because I am a boss and I've been a boss and I'm also an employee. So I look at it from both sides.
Yeah.
But if I go to him, I'm always going to have a couple solutions as well. We have a challenge. I don't use the word problem, but there seems to be a challenge here. But I think these could be some pretty good solutions.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think? So that's the whole thing. Always be a solution-oriented person. We're all
love
going to have
that.
challenges,
Yeah.
problems, but what's the solution? Think that out before you approach the other person or the situation.
Right. And I think people appreciate that when you say, you know, I was thinking about this.
Yeah.
And let me present another, solution here, another thought process about it.
And your value goes way up.
It does. Because it shows that you're taking this seriously. You're
Right.
thinking about it.
And I'll go to many times I'll go to a person in charge knowing they have like 10,000 different hats going on. How can I be of help to you? I know you have a lot of challenges. Hey, listen, I own a business.
Right.
I work with a lot of people. I get it.
Yeah.
But how can I help you do what you do even better?
Right. Boy, I would love that. Joy, ring my doorbell. Joyce, how can I help you today?
Right. It's like whenever I'm doing wedding receptions too, and I'm dealing with photographers, videographers, the caterer, the
Oh,
planner,
yeah. Oh,
and I'll
yeah.
say all the time, they'll say, well, can I put my stuff behind your DJ? Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're all a team. Whatever I could do to help you do your job better, that's what we're all about. And so many times I hear people say, wow, thank you for not having an attitude. No, to me, it's not about attitude. It's about common decency.
Right.
Common decency is not so common nowadays.
You're right.
So you be the
Right.
person taking the step. I have a lot of
Yeah.
passion for this, as you could tell. It's all
Yeah,
about just treating
yeah.
people with respect and showing them courtesy.
Yeah, and the type of job that you have also, when you're dealing with people, if one thing goes wrong, it could throw things in a tizzy, so to
Sure.
speak.
And-
Whether it's a speaker or whether it's someone doesn't show up
Right?
or something.
And as a DJ, you're kind of like the glue that keeps everything together.
Yes,
The
yeah.
DJ, MC, you bring everybody together for the good of the event.
I see those, comments you get where they really appreciate that because you make the party happen. And even if people don't want to dance, you bring this synergy to the room.
Yeah, it is about energy. It is about including people.
Yes.
That's the bottom line with that.
Yep.
Trust yourself even when things feel uncertain. It's like the go with your gut. Go with your gut mentality.
Go with your
Even sometimes if it doesn't make sense from a logical standpoint, I mean, I may go against that sometimes because of my gut.
Yes. It's
Well, there's
always
no
right.
research that says this and this. We live in such a research world. Everything's over-researched.
Yep.
And we've taken away a lot of the gut instinct. Like, I don't know. It just feels like this might work.
Gosh, I really think it's social media has made us so short-minded about things that I don't think we even hear our gut. I am so guilty of that. If I'm looking at something, and maybe something that you sent me that I really like, but then something else pops up, and I forget why I was on there in the first place, but my gut was to watch what you did and go find that person's book. But I didn't because I got distracted.
That's understandable. There's so many things vying for your time nowadays.
Yeah, but the gut instinct is usually, it's always right. Even like I watched a show the other night and I didn't stay to the end. And my gut was saying, it's actually like, it feels like an angel speaking to me at times that I don't pay attention to. Said, no, you're going to want to see the end. And I said, no, I don't. I'm tired. I'm just going to. I had this like argument with my gut, with my
It's like
angel,
the angel and the
whatever.
devil. Remember
Right.
the cartoons?
So
Angel,
I
devil?
turn it off. And today, as I'm driving over here, listening to a station, and they said, boy, did you see last night's show? I go, no, because I turned it off.
Yes.
But I'm sure I could find it.
Right.
But every single time, John, it's that gut feeling. And if I don't follow it, I am sorry that I didn't follow it.
I've done that in the past with businesses where people have approached me and said, you would be perfect for this and blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, maybe it seems that way, logically, but my gut is telling me no.
Yeah.
It just, and sometimes I
Yeah.
bit and I become a part of it and I go, shouldn't have done it.
Yes.
And other times I'll say, God, I'm glad I didn't do that. But you get lured into other people's expectations of how they see you rather than you how you really are.
Yeah.
With that. And or maybe certain people, they might be great people, but they're just not right for you.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Oh, yes.
It's
yes,
just
yes.
something quite not there, that synergy.
Yes, and I learn every day to listen to that, especially with people, because I especially have to be protective because, I have special needs at home and I can't just bring people into my life if I have an off feeling about that. I really pay attention to that.
My wife's got a much better filter. I think women have great filters. They might be a little bit better than men typically.
Well, they call it women's intuition.
Yeah.
It might be a protective thing because we can bear children, that it might be part of our, hardcore.
And my
like,
wife's good about
DNA.
that. My wife always tells me I trust people way too much. That's my nature, to see the best in people and give them the benefit of the doubt. And my wife has a little bit more of a filter, loves people, but she knows also she has what we call the, to be colloquial about it, the BS meter.
Yeah, I love that.
She's really good with the BS meter.
But that's why you make a perfect couple. You really bounce off each other that way, and you listen to her, right?
I
sure
do.
you can bring it to the table, but she'll
I mean, I have no choice. I got to listen to her. She
dissect it a
cooks and I
little
don't. Oh, okay. She's the Iron Chef. She's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I see those meals you
Oh,
post.
my
Yes.
goodness. I eat well.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
I want Patty to cook for me. Yes, can you adopt me?
Anytime, Joyce, as long as you bring all your baked goods over.
I'll bring the baked goods.
That's
I
great.
love baking.
Well, this has been a blast.
Wow. I love this
How to
show. and
become mentally strong.
I
There we are.
needed that. We all need to hear that. We need to remind ourselves of that.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. But thank you so much for listening and watching, whatever you do, however you consume the podcast. What's Good with John and Joyce, available on YouTube. Subscribe for free and share it with everybody you know who needs a break. 30 minutes every week of good news, and you never quite know what we're going to talk about, but it's going to be good.
We don't either.
We don't either. This little inside information before we did
But
this.
join us on YouTube to see how goofy we are.
We are. And thank you so much. I'm John Cadillac Seville from iHeartRadio and John Seville Entertainment, and Joyce Logan, the marketer
Sending
to
you
the
love.
stars.
Sending you love always.
Till next time. God
Bye for
bless.
now.
Hey, I heard you got engaged. Congratulations. Now it's time to book the DJ. And that's where we come in. I'm John Cadillac Seville with John Seville Entertainment, Wedding Wire, and the Knot 2026 Couples Choice Awards winner. You can call me directly if you'd like at 203-988-0658. We'll set up your free consultation. Or go to johncaddyman.com. That's 203-988-0658 or johncaddyman.com. We offer excellence, peace of mind, and a great time for all. John Seville Entertainment, a name you know and can trust.